Hey, hello, hello. It's, Saturday morning, 24th of October. Hi, you guys. I'm at my daughter and son-in-law's place in Squamish, and they all went out to the gym, and it's just my thought today is we're so, and this includes me as well. This happens for me, especially sometimes with people I really love. We can be kind of addicted to to wanting them to be different. Um, and have you ever been in a relationship when you're trying to change somebody? And yeah, and so just to be here now, just to surrender, just recognize that nothing is out of place, nothing is wrong. My mind, the ego, all of us, the condition of ego is that we're always measuring, we're always, calculating, we're always trying to get our way for one reason or another. And it's great to be, exposing ourselves to family, because family's the playground. It's really where we see ourselves sometimes. And I guess it happens at work and even in all relationships. Really, we judge. I wish that guy would be different. I wish that, and just to recognize that, to see that's happening, I think is crucial, but also to recognize how tiring it is, not only for us but for them. What if we could just accept everybody as exactly where they need to be in each moment? Everybody is exactly where they need to be. There's nothing missing. What if nothing is missing in each moment? And the way to get there, and when we are there in that space, the way to get there, of course, is to be here now, to just just to sit, if you will, just try practicing sitting quietly and experiencing the stillness. And I think to know that this is not some foreign place I'm talking about. This is our natural selves. We actually, as we let go of judgment, as we let go of anger, as we let go of fear, in its multiple forms, as we become aware that that's not really us, that there's another us that's watching that. Can you see that? How sometimes you're even watching yourself. That's what I mean. You're watching your actions. You're the observer of all that's happening. Yes, so here we are watching ourselves, and we realize that, oh my gosh, who is that I'm watching? Well, that's like the ego that's constantly working, and no wonder we're tired, because it's constantly it's constantly judging, and it is tiring. And not only is it judging, but then it's calculating how it can change the world around it instead of life on life's terms. What a great saying. It comes from the 12th step from the big book, life on life's terms. We have to accept life on life's terms. So that means be with what is right now in acceptance. Life on life's terms, baby. That's the freedom piece, And we recognize that our ego is selfish. When we're on our own, this is not just for alcoholics and addicts, but it's extreme with us. When we're on our own, without our connection to this moment, to God, to universal intelligence, our nature there is to be selfish and self-centered, and we're driven by fear, right? self-delusion, self-seeking, and we're having fear, self-centered fears, and so just to know that, just to know that. And it doesn't mean that, for me, it's like it's like a mine, I keep cleaning it out, cleaning it out, because as all of this stuff moves, I move into my natural state, which is your natural state. And that is a state of unconditional love. It's really there. It's not something we have to earn or that we can kind of work on to get to as we let go of judgment, as we let go of fear, we let go of anger, right? We naturally move into that. And at the same time, of course, we can be doing things to help us realize those things, but letting go of who we think we are, our story. Ram Dass says, becoming nobody. But our conditioning has been we have to be somebody. It's a lie. We are already somebody. We don't have to be anybody other than who we are, which is, our natural selves with unconditional love, which is we are one with this universe. We are already divine, right? So that's it, and the freedom that's there. It's like, when I speak of the freedom, because, it's there. It's there. Just watch if you get caught up wanting somebody to be different, even wanting you to be different. Just let go of wanting you to be different. Just let go of everything, all desires, right? So there's many ways of doing this. In the Bhagavad Gita, which I've been reading, it talks about the yoga of meditation, which is a way to realize ourselves and God, and talks about the yoga of renunciation. So we just say no to everything. We renounce. Mostly what I'm saying is just our fear and our anger and our desires, our must-haves. I'll be happy when I get this. I'll be happy when I get that. We just we let that all go. Renunciation is like letting go. And that's a path to awakening. It really is. And that's what we want. Imagine being here and not experiencing the full picture, Life is not a mystery. It seems like a mystery because we're living in duality. We're living in right and wrong and good and bad, right? And success and failure. Let go of those judgments of life and recognize that none of that's true. We just be who we are, which is love. Okay, I could go on forever and have been known to. So I'm going to read, what's the date today? The 24th, from this little book. This is the 24-hour day book, see? And it's been around since 1954, a long time. And I'm just going to read that to you. There we go, October 24th. The print is so small, I swear. I'm going to go get some living in duality, yes. Thanks, Lizzie. It's hard to see because we've been taught that these people are good people and these people are bad people since we were children, and we were taught in fear. And just to let go of, there's no good people or bad people, we're all just people, and there's no multiple races. They're just the human race, and nothing's missing ever, and how can we enjoy life if we're always looking for something more? Just enjoy this moment, love this moment, and the more we love this moment, the more the love expands, and it does. It expands. In a state of expansion as opposed to fear, which is a contraction. It's beautiful. I never know what this guy's going to say. He wrote this in 1954, and it was basically, an encouragement book for the 12-step world, and a daily, reading to bring us into this moment, to bring our thoughts back to higher power, back to, staying sober, because if we're using drugs or alcohol or whatever, food, sex, gambling, if we're using those things to escape the moment, then we can't ever be in touch with this oneness that we are. And the misconception is that God is separate. There's not a separate God. We are in it. This is it. It's just realizing that, And so when we're off in our diversions, because of a judgment on the moment, judgment on ourselves, we run away from the moment, then we can't have the bliss. We're living in fear, in judgment. Okay, fourth, I have turned to a power greater than myself, it says. Again, this is written in 1954. These are words of love, really, from the past, if there is such a thing. Thank God I am no longer at the center of the universe. So, yes, he's saying he's let go of his self-importance, let go of don't you know who I am? Don't you know who I am? Thank God I'm no longer at the center of the universe. All the world does not revolve around me any longer. I am only one among many. I have a Father in heaven. And this is a metaphor, okay? Understand that this is not meant literally. And many of us have gotten trapped there and said, well, this concept of God, a Father in heaven, is bullshit. And so we've cast it all aside. So recognize that there are many metaphors for God because we can't really speak of this, because we are it. It is now, and hard to speak of, because as soon as we speak of it, it's already in the past. So anyway, but the metaphor is, he says, I have a Father in heaven, and I am only one of his children, a small one at that. But I can depend on him to show me what to do and to give me the strength to do it. I am on the way. I am on the way. And the whole power of the universe is behind me when I do the right things. I do not have to depend entirely on myself any longer. With God, I face everything. Is my life in the hands of God? It's a question. Is my life in the hands of God? So it's all a metaphor, for recognizing that our job is to be here now, to tune in. We start to actually get intuitive thoughts. Fear disappears. When we've surrendered everything, then there's nothing to be afraid of. It just disappears. And the hand of God is life. The hand of God is life. Instead of trying to live life on our terms, we live life on life's terms. We're in the flow. It's beautiful. Nothing's missing. Okay. This is smaller print, but it's the meditation for the day. And it says, the grace of God is an assurance against all evil. It holds out security to the believing soul. It holds out security to the believing soul. The grace of God means safety in the midst of evil. You can be kept unspotted. You can be kept unspotted by the world through the power of this grace. You can have a new life of power. You can have a new life of power, but only in the close contact with the grace of God is the power realized. In order to realize it and to benefit from it, you must have daily, quiet communion with God, so that the power of His grace will come unhindered into your soul. So again, some metaphors, but beautifully said. That, in our stillness, in our daily practice, we connect with the moment. We're like, just through the breath, we connect. We be here in the moment. We ask to be guided, to be shown what our next, right move is, or next right step throughout the day. To be, act in love. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may be kept from evil by the grace of God. I pray that henceforth I will try to keep myself more unspotted by the world. So evil, in a way, is a metaphor for fear, right? For selfishness, and the idea that there's something separate from us that has an evilness is a metaphor. And just like that there's something separate from us that is love. We are it. And we can be, as we live in fear and selfishness and self-centeredness, we could call that evil, because we're, manipulating or calculating and trying to get. And so we move out of that into, it's all within us. And there becomes no us. I know that sounds like, a difficult concept, but yeah, be with it. Okay, you guys. So I'm back tomorrow. We'll do this again, and it's sometimes a little more difficult when I'm out traveling and visiting with family and stuff. But we'll get her done. Love you guys. Monday night we're going to somehow do a meditation. I don't know where I'll be, but we'll do a meditation on Monday night. Okay. Love you guys. Cheers.